Hey, Flo here. Just walked upstream a little bit, found this spot. I'm gonna give it a shot. It's a little bit crazy here. I'm hoping I can get over there, across to that island over there. We'll see. I've not ever been on this log before, so I don't know how strong it is. Hopefully it'll carry my weight. It's not that dangerous if it breaks, hopefully. Just the water here is not very deep, so I should be able to I'll get very wet, but it should be fine. It feels sturdy, but it also looks really old, so it might actually be rotten inside. Well, I mean, I'm sure it is, but I don't know how bad it is. Alright, well, not too bad. Oh man, that would be an awesome spot. I might have to... I wonder if there's another way to get back. I think that's my only realistic path, unless I want to get my feet wet. Anyway. There's an awesome view right here. That would be so awesome. I might have to go get my camera after I do this reading. See if I can put it right here and take that video there. It's super nice. What would help is if I had a really long staff stick thing. I mean, I can do that walk that I just did, but to do it like 4 times, maybe pushing my luck, I don't know. Anyway, we'll do the reading. Figure that out afterwards. The other thing I could do is if I feel nervous, I might have to like sit along that, straddle that. My balance is fine, I guess, but the problem is I don't know how crumbly that log there is. It might be just about ready to fall apart. Anyway, let's do a reading here. It's a pretty awesome spot. Alright, so today we're going to be reading Deuteronomy chapters 14 through 16 and John chapter 15. I'm just going to get straight into it so I can keep going today. If I don't end up getting to a bunch of hiking destinations, that's fine, because I really just mainly wanted to get out to do some reading, because I haven't been out recently, mainly due to the smoke, but also my friend was here for the Labor Day weekend, so I just spent time with him. Didn't do any Bible readings, except I did one, but it was kind of a bust. These also might end up being problematic just because of the audio situation, but we'll see. I guess I could use the tripod as a staff on my way back over here. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but see. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that idea anyway. Deuteronomy chapter 14. You are the sons of the Lord your God. Do not cut yourselves or shave your foreheads on behalf of the dead. For you are a people holy to the Lord your God. The Lord has chosen you to be a people for his prized possession out of all the peoples on the face of the earth. You must not eat any detestable thing. These are the animals that you may eat: the ox, the sheep, the goat, the deer, the gazelle, the roe deer, the wild goat, the ibex, the antelope, and the mountain sheep. You may eat any animal that has a split hoof divided in two and that chews the cud. But of those that chew the cud or have a completely divided hoof, you are not to eat the following: the camel, the rabbit, or the rock badger. Although they chew the cud, they do not have a divided hoof. They are unclean for you, as well as the pig. Though it has a divided hoof, it does not chew the cud. It is unclean for you. You must not eat its meat or touch its carcass. Of all the creatures that live in the water, you may eat anything with fins and scales. But you may not eat anything that does not have fins and scales. It is unclean for you. You may eat any clean bird, but these you may not eat: the eagle, the bearded vulture, the black vulture, the red kite, the falcon, any kind of kite, any kind of raven, the ostrich, the screech owl, the gull, any kind of hawk, the little owl, the great owl, the white owl, the desert owl, the osprey, the cormorant, the stork, any kind of heron, the hoopoe, or the bat. All flying insects are unclean for you. They may not be eaten. But you may eat any clean bird. You are not to eat any carcass. You may give it to the foreigner residing within your gates, and he may eat it, or you may sell it to a foreigner. But you are a holy people belonging to the Lord your God. You must not cook a young goat in its mother's milk. You must be sure to set aside a tenth of all the produce brought forth each year from your fields. And you are to eat a tenth of your grain, new wine, and oil, and the firstborn of your herds and flocks, in the presence of the Lord your God, at the place he will choose as a dwelling for his name, so that you may learn to fear the Lord your God always. But if the distance is too great for you to carry that with which the Lord your God has blessed you, because the place where the Lord your God will choose to put his name is too far away, then exchange it for money. Take the money in your hand, and go to the place the Lord your God will choose. Then you may spend the money on anything you desire: cattle, sheep, wine, strong drink, or anything you wish. You are to feast there in the presence of the Lord your God, and rejoice with your household. And do not neglect the Levite within your gates, since he has no portion or inheritance among you. At the end of every 3 years, bring a tenth of all your produce for that year and lay it up within your gates. Then the Levite, because he has no portion or inheritance among you, the foreigner, the fatherless, and the widow within your gates, may come and eat and be satisfied. And the Lord your God will bless you in all the work of your hands. Deuteronomy chapter 15. At the end of every 7 years, you must cancel debts. Deuteronomy chapter 15. At the end of every 7 years, you must cancel debts. This is the manner of remission. Every creditor shall cancel what he has loaned to his neighbor. He is not to collect anything from his neighbor or brother, because the Lord's time of release has been proclaimed. You may collect something from a foreigner, but you must forgive whatever your brother owes you. There will be no poor among you, however, because the Lord will surely bless you in the land that the Lord your God is giving you to possess as an inheritance. If only you obey the Lord your God and are careful to follow all these commandments I am giving you today, when the Lord your God blesses you as he has promised, you will lend to many nations, but borrow from none. You will rule over the many nations, but be ruled by none. If there is a poor man among your brothers within any of the gates in the land the Lord your God is giving you, then you are not to harden your heart or shut your hand from your poor brother. Instead, you are to open your hand to him and freely loan him whatever he needs. Be careful not to harbor this wicked thought in your heart. The 7th year, the year of release, is near, so that you look upon your poor brother begrudgingly and give him nothing. You will cry out to the Lord against you, and you will be guilty of sin. Give generously to him, and do not let your heart be grieved when you do so. And because of this, the Lord your God will bless you in all your work and in everything to which you put your hand. For there will never cease to be poor in the land. That is why I am commanding you to open wide your hand to your brother and to the poor and needy in your land. If a fellow Hebrew, a man or a woman, is sold to you and serves you 6 years, then in the seventh year you must set him free. And when you release him, do not send him away empty-handed. You are to furnish him liberally from your flock, your threshing floor, and your winepress. You shall give to him as the Lord your God has blessed you. Remember that you were slaves in the land of Egypt, and the Lord your God redeemed you. That is why I am giving you this command today. But if your servant says to you, I do not want to leave you, because he loves you and your household and is well off with you, then take an awl and pierce it through his ear to the door, and he will become your servant for life. And treat your maidservant the same way. Do not regard it as a hardship to set your servant free, because his 6 years of service were worth twice the wages of a hired hand, and the Lord your God will bless you in all you do. You must set apart to the Lord your God every firstborn male produced by your herds and flocks. You are not to put the firstborn of your oxen to work, nor are you to shear the firstborn of your flock. Each year you and your household are to eat it before the Lord your God in the place the Lord will choose. But if an animal has a defect, is lame or blind, or has any serious flaw, you must not sacrifice it to the Lord your God. Eat it within your gates. Both the ceremonially unclean and clean may eat it as they would a gazelle or a deer. But you must not eat the blood. Pour it on the ground like water. Deuteronomy chapter 16. Observe the month of Abib and celebrate the Passover to the Lord your God, because in the month of Abib the Lord your God brought you out of Egypt by night. You are to offer to the Lord your God the Passover sacrifice from the herd or flock in the place the Lord will choose as a dwelling for his name. You must not eat leavened bread with it. For 7 days you are to eat with it unleavened bread, the bread of affliction, because you left the land of Egypt in haste, so that you may remember for the rest of your life the day you left the land of Egypt. No leaven is to be found in all your land for 7 days, and none of the meat you sacrifice in the evening of the first day shall remain until morning. You are not to sacrifice the Passover animal in any of the towns that the Lord your God is giving you. You must only offer the Passover sacrifice at the place the Lord your God will choose as a dwelling for his name. Do this in the evening as the sun sets, at the same time you departed from Egypt. And you shall roast it and eat it in the place the Lord your God will choose, and in the morning you shall return to your tents. For 6 days you must eat unleavened bread, and on the seventh day you shall hold a solemn assembly to the Lord your God, and you must not do any work. You are to count off 7 weeks from the time you first put the sickle to the standing grain. And you shall celebrate the Feast of Weeks to the Lord your God with a freewill offering that you give in proportion to how the Lord your God has blessed you. And you shall rejoice before the Lord your God in the place he will choose as a dwelling for his name. You, your sons and daughters, your menservants and maidservants, and the Levite within your gates, as well as the foreigner, the fatherless, and the widows among you. Remember that you were slaves in Egypt, and carefully follow these statutes. You are to celebrate the Feast of Tabernacles for 7 days after you have gathered the produce of your threshing floor and your winepress. And you shall rejoice in your feast, you, your sons and daughters, your menservants and maidservants, and the Levite, as well as the foreigner, the fatherless, and the widows among you. For 7 days you shall celebrate the feast of the Lord your God in the place he will choose, because the Lord your God will bless you in all your produce and in all the work of your hands, so that your joy will be complete. 3 times a year all your men are to be... 3 times a year all your men are to appear before the Lord your God in the place he will choose, at the Feast of Unleavened Bread, the Feast of Weeks, and the Feast of Tabernacles. No one should appear before the Lord empty-handed. Everyone must appear with a gift as he is able, according to the blessing the Lord your God has given you. You are to appoint judges and officials for your tribes in every town that the Lord your God has given you. They are to judge the people with righteous judgment. Do not deny justice or show partiality. Do not accept a bribe, for a bribe blinds the eyes of the wise and twists the words of the righteous. Pursue justice, and justice alone, so that you may live, and you may possess the land the Lord your God is giving you. Do not set up any wooden Asherah pole next to the altar you will build for the Lord your God. And do not set up for yourselves a sacred pillar, which the Lord your God hates. John chapter 15. I am the true vine, and my Father is the keeper of the vineyard. He cuts off every branch in me that bears no fruit, and every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes to make it even more fruitful. You are already clean because of the word I have spoken to you. Remain in me, and I will remain in you. Just as no branch can bear fruit by itself unless it remains in the vine, neither can you bear fruit unless you remain in me. I am the vine, and you are the branches. The one who remains in me, and I in him, will bear much fruit. For apart from me you can do nothing. If anyone does not remain in me, he is like a branch that is thrown away and withers. Such branches are gathered up, thrown into the fire, and burned. If you remain in me, and my words remain in you, ask whatever you wish, and it will be done for you. This is to my Father's glory, that you bear much fruit, proving yourselves to be my disciples. As the Father has loved me, so have I loved you. Remain in my love. If you keep my commandments, you will remain in my love, just as I have kept my Father's commandments and remain in his love. I have told you these things so that my joy may be in you and your joy may be complete. This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you. Greater love has no one than this, that he lay down his life for his friends. You are my friends if you do what I command you. No longer do I call you servants, for a servant does not understand what his master is doing. But I have called you friends, because everything I have learned from my Father I have made known to you. You did not choose me, but I chose you, and I appointed you to go and bear fruit, fruit that will remain, so that whatever you ask the Father in my name, he will give you. This is my command to you. Love one another. If the world hates you, understand that it hated me first. If you were of the world, it would love you as its own. Instead, the world hates you because you are not of the world. But I have chosen you out of the world. Remember the word that I spoke to you. No servant is greater than his master. If they persecuted me, they will persecute you as well. If they kept my word, they will keep yours as well. They will treat you like this because of my name, since they do not know the one who sent me. If I had come and spoken to them, they would not be guilty of sin. Now, however, they have no excuse for their sin. Whoever hates me hates my Father as well. If I had not done among them the works that no one else did, they would not be guilty of sin. But now they have seen and hated both me and my Father. But this is to fulfill what is written in their law. They hated me without reason. When the Advocate comes, whom I will send to you from the Father, the Spirit of truth who proceeds from the Father, he will testify about me. And you also must testify, because you have been with me from the beginning. All right, well, I'm not sure what I'm going to do here. I'd really like to get this view because it's awesome, but that means going across this log twice. Even just getting back, I'm a little bit, not nervous, but just, I don't know, I have to be really careful. You know, if I get wet, it's not the end of the world, but it's not really what I want, obviously. I guess I could just take my shoes off and walk across, but I don't know. I think I'd rather try to keep my feet dry, but I mean, that would definitely feel really nice, that's for sure. But I think it's a little bit deceptively, maybe a little bit deeper than it looks, so now I just have to let my leg come back from the sleeping. Every time I sit on one of these rocks, I tend to get a leg that goes to sleep. And I can't really walk across that log when it feels like that. Yeah, and when I was younger, I would have had no problem with this. I think maybe I'll try to find a really big stick. I don't know. Oh, wow. Just noticed there were horseback riders over there. They might have shown up in my video. That's cool. The leg is still not quite there, but just wait a couple minutes. Man, I could, oh no, I could almost, well, I could probably walk right across the edge because there's sort of a safety net there, but probably won't. Oh, I was gonna get a picture, I forgot. I have to walk, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna have to walk across this 5 times. That's crazy. Okay. No, it's not gonna get any better, so. I'm gonna search around for a big log I can use as a staff. That should help, but I'll have to get back without that this time. Hope for the best. Might be comedy hour if I fall, as long as I don't hurt myself. I think I could actually do better if I almost like sprinted across it, but if I got off balance, that's what I'm worried. Anyway, I think I'm going to end this video and I'll start up once I get over there because I don't want to try to record it while I'm walking over that. I'm not even sure I'm going to do it, but anyway, we'll catch you later. Thanks for joining me.